Hello, everyone. It's Brian here in Toronto, and it's time for a thread response once again from Chris Profe, who is the master of threads in the vinyl community. This one's about rain, so the idea is to show 5 items that have rain in the title. I guess it's 5 songs, rain in the title, are about rain or have rain in the lyrics. And I'm going to cheat a little bit. Well, not cheat, I'm going to break the rules a bit because we talked about 5, and I chose 10. But you can consider yourself lucky because I started with a list of about 25, so I narrowed it down to only 10. So you have to deal with that. Well, let's get going. So I'm going to start with this record from 1990 from Bob Mould. This is Black Sheets of Rain, which was his second solo record after the end of Husker Du, and this is a real return to form. I shouldn't say return to form. His first record, Workbook, was a bit melodic, it surprised some people, and this one's more of a rock record called Black Sheets of Rain. The title track is the first one on side A, called Black Sheets of Rain. What a great song that is. I think the single from here was It's Too Late, but this is a really strong record. And there's a rather curious photo of Bob in here. Yeah, really good. I really like this record. That's number one. This one I might have to cover the front because there's a naked child here, which is cute, but kind of, could be problematic. So this is Tones on Tail and their only record called Pop from 1984. Of course, 2 members of this band, Daniel Ash and Kevin Haskins, were a part of Bauhaus, and they're joined by Glenn Campling. They released one record. The last track on side 2 was called Rain, which is a really cool song, if you ask me. There are the Tones on Tail people. Black vinyl, nothing very interesting there. Yeah, really, really good record, if you ask me. Number 3, sort of gothy. I mean, they're called goth, kind of like with a pop or dreamy sensibility, and that's the band called All About Eve. This is from 1988, their self-titled record. They're called, I hear them called pop, dream, or no, goth, dream pop, shoegaze even. I'm not sure if any of those are really right. You never know. And there's a track, this is 88, track on side A at the end of side A is Shelter from the Rain, which is a pretty good song. A very nice record. Perhaps one of the most surprising cover versions in my collection. From 1978, band is Japan, David Sylvian's band. And if you know this record, you probably already know this, but there's the track 6 on side A is called Don't Rain on My Parade, which is actually a song sung by Barbra Streisand in Funny Girl, which I didn't know originally because I've never seen that. My roommate in undergrad played this a lot, this record, and that song was written by Jewel Stein and Bob Merrill. I don't know, I guess there's sort of 60s songwriters, I suppose, and that's a really weird cover version. Just seems to come out of nowhere, and I think it was actually released as a single. Anyway, the title track of this record is really, really great. Anyway, that is really excellent. Strange cover version. I threw some Canadian content in here. You may not know what this is, or maybe you do. Here's the gatefold. This is a Canadian band from Montreal called the Besnard Lakes. And again, I've mentioned this band before, of course. And this album is called The Besnard Lakes Are the Last of the Great Thunderstorm Warnings, which you may or may not be able to see. There's the back. So the track Last of the Great Thunderstorm Warnings takes up all of side D, so it's like 17 minutes and 40 some seconds. There's also a track called Raindrops on this record. They often have titles like this. The Besnard Lakes are the Roaring Night, etc. The Besnard Lakes, I think, are the Dark Horse. They often have titles like that. Really interesting, I guess, almost psychedelic in a way, shoegazy. This is just pressed on double black vinyl, so that's cool. Then we have, I chose A Rainy Night in Soho from the Pogues EP, Poetry in Motion, from 86. There's the band at the time. And you may have heard or have watched the Nick Cave cover version of that song that he performed at Shane MacGowan's funeral. It was a very touching moment. think that's a great song. That to me is one of the best Pogues tracks. And the only notable thing on this is we got The Body of an American, which was used many, many times in the show The Wire to great effect. And anyway, that's really cool. The next one, speaking of Bauhaus, as I did a moment ago, I thought I would bring up this Peter Murphy record called Cascade from 1995. I don't know if this was released on vinyl in 95. This is a 2021 reissue, and I think this is a brilliant record. After his masterpiece, Deep, he released something called Holy Smoke, which was, to me, a little disappointing. There's some good songs in there, but I was a little disappointed. And when this came out, I was a little, wondering where he was going to go next. But this is like return to form. This is excellent. And I think he's got one of the best voices in rock. There we have the inside. And this, because it's a reissue, is put on double vinyl in whatever color that is. I don't know what color that is. I haven't told you what the song is yet. The beginning of side 2, we have a track called Mercy Rain, which is great, as I guess you would expect. Mercy Rain, great song, great album. And then we have maybe an unexpected one. We have OK Computer from Radiohead and the track Paranoid Android. And I chose that because the lyrics go something like, rain down, come on, rain down on me from a great height, etc. You might know it. So a reference to rain on there. And this is the deluxe OK Not OK triple vinyl set from Radiohead. One more Canadian artist. I've chosen a band I've mentioned before called Max Webster. It's Kim Mitchell's band. He was the singer and guitarist. I think still an underrated guitarist. His guitar playing was really, really excellent. They were label mates on the Anthem record label with Rush, often toured with Rush. I saw this band more than once. This is from 77, their second record called High Class in Borrowed Shoes. I think I mentioned this because of the album cover, which is pretty wacky. Like the outfits here are quite interesting. And I always wonder if they're trying to compete with the look that Rush had on the kimonos on 2112. But check out those shoes on these guys. Like, believe it or not, in elementary school, this is what a lot of boys wore, shoes like that. There's the back. Most of the songs by Max Webster were written by Kim Mitchell for the music, and Pi Dubois wrote the lyrics in most cases. But the second last track on side 2, called Rain Child, was written by Terry Watkinson, who also wrote arguably the band's biggest hit called Let Go the Line, and he sang that song too. So interesting band, Rain Child. And I'll wrap it up with number 10 here from a band called The War on Drugs, with this interesting fold over here. Double vinyl release from 2021, I believe. Last track on the album is called Occasional Rain. So there we have 10, breaking the rules, 10 songs about rain. Anyway, thanks for watching. I look forward to your rain songs, and I'll see you in the next video.